Hello, accounting students. Today we're going to be doing a cost flow analysis in Excel. To start off, just to make sure we're all on the same page, I'm using Microsoft Office Excel 2010 Professional Edition, and I'm running the Windows 7 Professional 64-bit operating system. So with that in mind, I'm going to open Excel and get started. The first thing you're going to want to do probably is to save this wherever you're going to save your file. I'm going to skip that step and go straight to Options. If you come to the advanced bar, the very first entry is after pressing enter, move selection direction down. What this does when it's entered is when you press enter, it'll move your cell cursor down one cell. I've unchecked this, and that way you can analyze a formula after you've entered it. If you come all the way down to the bottom, it says transition formula entry, and I'm going to check that, and that's going to allow me to use cell names as relative references rather than absolute references. If you don't know how to if you don't know what absolute and relative references are, we'll cover in a later tutorial. Let me get rid of Java for a second. Okay, next, I'm gonna globally format all my cells by clicking on this box right here and expanding the number dialog. And once I do that, Excel seems to be stuck. Okay, once I do that, I'm gonna go to currency. I don't want any decimal places or symbols, and I want negative numbers to be represented with parentheses. Okay, so now I've set my options and globally formatted all my cells, and the next thing I'm going to do is create a header to make my file easily identifiable. So I'm going to put my names, class, semester, and this is the first portion of the second project. And then for the date, I'm going to put a now function. Alternatively, if you don't want to type it, you can come up here to your function bar and go to date, and they're in alphabetical order, and just find now. There you go. Equals, yep. I think it's easier just to type it, and that's what I'll be doing from now on, but know that you can get any functions from this function tab. Okay, so you'll see that this is being represented as a number. I'm going to open the number dialog. I want that to be a date, and I personally like this format. There we go. And next thing I'm going to do is I want to make my header be above the entire project. So I'm going to expand these all the way over to E by selecting A1 through E4, and I'm going to merge these across. Then I'm going to center them, and to make it stand out as a header a little bit more, I'm going to put an outside border. Actually, you know what? Let's put a thick outside border. Make it really stand out. And I'm going to fill it. I sort of like this blue color. So the first part is going to be our data drivers, or our data section, which will contain our value drivers. So data section. And our value drivers are going to be units started, units completed, beginning work in process inventory, and ending work in process inventory, and output loss. Alright, and to make this more obvious as a header, I'm going to bold and italicize it by pressing Control B and Control I respectively. And I'm going to fill it black and color it white. And now it really sticks out. So I'm going to put in the values from the problem I have. Your homework problem may differ. 50, 30, 30, and then we obtain input loss by taking our ending work and process inventory and subtracting our units started and adding to that our units completed to get 25. And next we need our beginning work in process percent complete, our ending work in process percent complete, our beginning work in process cost, and our costs added, and our cost method. And unlike all these other value drivers, the cost method is going to be a string rather than a number. So we have three different kinds of costs. We have direct materials, direct labor, and we have overhead. And the percentages here are going to be or 100%, 30%, 40%. And I'm sliding over by pressing the Tab key. And again, the numbers in your problem may vary. $60, $150, $354, $492. What have I done? Oh, I know exactly what I've done. Here in number 16, I have forgotten to add my output loss, percent complete. But I still want all these to be back where that was, so I'm gonna use Control X and Control V to go ahead and shift those up there. And then I want my cost method to be first in, first out. So these are all represented as ones and zeros, but we want them to, but they're percentages, so let's represent them as such by using the percent button. And I want these to have dollar signs. There we go. Let's right align these so they're more identifiable with their column, and let's go ahead and underline them too. Alright, that looks good. So now what we're going to do is give all of our value drivers names. Let's go ahead and select A7 through B11 and press and hold the Control key and highlight A14 through D18 as well. And that's actually, and I'm also going to get A19 and B19 in there as well. And I'm going to go to the Formulas ribbon and Create from Selection, and I want all these numbers to have the names of the corresponding left column as is indicated. OK. And now if I highlight a cell such as B7, I'll see units started, so it has been named successfully. And if I highlight this range, I'll get the name, not an individual cell, but if I highlight a whole range, I'll get that. So all the names seem to have been working correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and create a cell name table to keep track of all these names. And I'm going to do the same thing, bold, italicize. Let's go ahead and fill it black, color it white. And I'm going to paste the names here. So let's go to Formulas, define names using formula. That's not what I meant to press. I meant to press paste names. Let's just paste the list. And there we go. These are our names so far. There'll be more later. So now that we've had this, this is going to be our value driver section. I'm going to go ahead and save, and then we'll do the next portion in the next tutorial.